A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back in the iconic Dad's Premier League. It is the Jbcn United up against the Jbcn Golden Stallions. And it's the United who are batting first here and they get off the mark instantly via a wide. Gaurav bowling this first over. Not the best of the deliveries first up, but he will be wanting to do something better. The left arm pacer coming over the wicket to the right hander Akshay. Akshay joined by Pranav out there in the middle. And straight away a stance which looks like he wants to go for the big hit straight away, but this time he's not quite ready and he sent the bowler back. Well, the bowler had to pull out of the run up. Not sure exactly what was the issue there. And Gaurav will have to reload. Yet to bowl the first legitimate delivery of the innings. And this time a wide down the leg side. So couple of wides to start with. So that's three consecutive wides now. That is four consecutive wides now. He's just not getting his line correct and already four on the board. Yet to bowl the first legitimate delivery of the innings and the game. Maybe he needs to come around the wicket now. The captain and the other fielders getting around him, wanting to have a chat with him. Not an ideal start this one for the JBC and Golden Stallions. And the JBCN United right on the front foot, right from the word go, via wides. That's the fifth consecutive one. Would you believe it? Well, it's all happening in the favor of the batting side at the moment. 5 runs on the board already. Yet to bowl a legitimate delivery. Well, definitely he needs to come around the wicket now. He needs to change something for himself. Just not quite working out yet for Gaurav. Well, he is going to continue over the wicket. He seems to be very unsettled at the moment and feeling a lot of pressure straight away. It's an unforced error for the JBC and Golden Stallions. That's six consecutive wides, and the scoreboard just keeps on ticking without a ball being counted. Well, in all fairness, that should have been the end of the over, but instead we have got six wides. And now finally he decides to come around the wicket. Well, he should have done that at least three wides earlier. Sometimes the radar just cannot be right for the bowler, and you got to feel for him. And he will be hoping for a change in fortune after coming around the wicket. And that is seven consecutive wides now. Well, even after coming around the wicket, He has managed to bowl that wide down the leg side, and finally he bowls one. That is a much better delivery, and finally we have the first legitimate delivery of the game. And well, for the first time we see a bowler getting off the mark. He starts off with a dot delivery after those seven wides. And this time he's done him. What a comeback that is! Well, he had to come around the wicket at least 4 to 5 deliveries earlier. He's taken his time out there, but now he's gone right through, castled, and that's a duck for Akshay. 7 for 1 after 2 deliveries. Well, this time the batter wanted to stand on the middle stump, hoping that he bowls once again down that leg side. But those wides have ended up playing against the favor of the batter in the end. Well, in comes Nitin at number 3, and he starts off by getting off the mark of his very first legitimate delivery. 10 runs on the board already, and 9 have come off wides. He has bowled 12 deliveries already, and still only halfway through the over. Gaurav, well, to be fair, he's taken a wicket and would be looking for another one. As for the first time, we see Pranav on strike in this game. And it's a full toss this time. He smashed that one through the offside, but there is protection out there in the deep. A sweeper on the offside. So both the batters off the mark. And this time just inside the tram line. Lucky to get away with that one. Well, interestingly enough, the 9 wides that he's bowled have all come down the leg side to the right hander. And it is something definitely that he must be thinking about. It has to be in his head. Very difficult for any bowler to get away with that. Bowling 14 deliveries in the very first over. He needs one more to close it out. And he will be hoping to get it right once again so that he gets out of it. It's not a bad over in the end after all. 11 of it along with a wicket. And it will stay at 11 with a wicket. So at the end of the first, finally, it is 11 for 1 for the JBCN United. Well, it's going to be Mayank to continue in the second over. And another left arm pacer coming over the wicket. And he's on the money. First up, nudged on the leg side by Pranav for a single. So keeping the scoreboard ticking at the moment. Yet to get the first boundary of the innings. And once again going for a big swing and missing that one completely, and that is two down now for the JBCN United. 18 for 2 after 4 overs. They are really starting to struggle after getting those consecutive wides in the very first over. An excellent comeback this by the bowlers, and Mayank in on the act as well now. And finally they get a boundary that they were searching for. This time just underneath the bat. Well, if you take out the head start that they got right at the beginning of the innings, they are tentatively 16 for 2, you would feel. It has been an excellent comeback after bowling those 7 consecutive wides in the very first over. So 23 for 2 now after 4.2, and Kunal has given away 5 runs in this over, and that's an outside edge towards the fielder at third man. There is protection out there. So 42 for 2 after 7 overs, and a change in the bowling this time. Finally, some spin. Well, Pranav is playing a decent innings out here, 23 of 17 for him, joined here by Nikhil. Nikhil, 5 of 7, still early in his innings, and they are trying to rebuild at the moment, and they're doing a very good job, these two. Prashant is continuing here in this 8th over. And he starts off with the wide. Well, he's going to bowl some medium pacers, not some spin today. And they have given away a plenty of extras today, the JBC and Golden Stallions. And they would be wanting to improve that in this innings. Just the 7 overs in, they still have another 13 left. This time played uppishly, but straight to the fielder out there in the deep, at deep backward point, and a single taken. So it brings Nikhil back on strike. It's the left hand right hand combination for the JBC and United. This time played down the ground, punched, and another single. The mid on fielder was inside the circle, cutting that one off, moving towards the offside. So the JBC and Golden Stallions will be looking for a wicket once again. Well, it is the JBC and Derby today. It's a big game, and two evenly matched sides would be wanting to get the upper hand here. And this time a thick inside edge back to the bowler. So a dot delivery, not quite able to get the boundaries in. Well, they got a couple in the previous over, but they haven't had that many so far in this innings. They are going at a runner ball at the moment, and they have been aided with quite a few extras, especially 9 given in the very first over, which is still haunting the JBC and Golden Stallions. And this time it's a wide down the offside. So the second wide of the over, once again extras. Well, that's a fuller length and it's been picked up. A chance of a catch, but he wouldn't quite get underneath that one. And Pranav survives. Well, that was a big chance to get him out. He moves on to 25 now. And that could have been a really huge wicket, considering the situation of the game as well. This time nudged on the offside and played straight to the fielder. This time nudges it on the leg side and gets the single in. So 6 runs coming off the first over of Prashant at the end of the 8th now. It is 48 for 2. So once again, a change in the bowling. It's going to be Sachin to continue in this ninth over. Coming around the wicket to the left hand, that's been picked up and played straight to the fielder at mid-on, and a single taken. So he changes his side now, coming over the wicket to the right-hander, and beautiful placed on the offside, and that's a misfield. Can't really afford that, especially when your side has given away so many wides. And a boundary once again off the bat of Pranav. Well, he intended for a single, but he'll take those extra runs, and that boundary will also bring the 50 up for the JBCN United. 53 for 2 now after 8.2 overs. They have taken the time out there, and they have kept those wickets in hand, which is the key in the back stages of the innings. At the moment, doing it nicely in the middle overs, and this partnership going along really well for them. Once again, nudged on the offside. This time gets a single towards the gully fielder. This time driven and finds the fielder at long off. Nicely played once again by the left-hander Nikhil. He's yet to get his first boundary, but he's getting those singles in and getting Pranav back on strike on every single occasion. And that's an excellent delivery, but the wicketkeeper has made a total mess of that one. In fact, it's been given as a no ball. Well, it appeared to have spun a long way away. From the naked eye, it looked as if it has beaten the wicketkeeper with some spin. But was the ball pitching outside the pitching line, and it's a no ball, and it's gone away for a boundary too. That's 5 extra runs to the batting side once again, and a free hit coming up. This time picked up by Nikhil, and it's gone away to the boundary. So that's his first boundary. In fact, it's a maximum. It's gone all the way. Beautifully picking that one up inside out. Suresh Raina-esque shot, that one. And a 6 to end over. Huge over in the end. 19 coming off that one at the end of the ninth. It is 67 for 2. So Prashant continuing, and He starts off by giving away a single. So it brings Nikhil back on strike, who got his first maximum of the innings. In fact, that was the first six of the innings altogether as well. And he's set himself and is wanting to play the big shots now. This time a wide down the leg side and has beaten the wicket keeper too, but won't quite find the fence. Good bit of footwork there. And a couple of more runs added to the total and more wides given away. Well, most of the runs in this innings have come off extras. Giving away almost 30% of the runs in extras here at the moment. And they need to really improve that. The Jbcn United. That's a much better delivery, but it beats the bowler. This time trying to nudge that one on the offside, but couldn't quite get the middle of the bat. And a dot delivery, a rare one in this over. So 4 runs of the over, halfway through it. This time it's struck the pad and back-to-back dot deliveries. नहीं बोल सकता अभी जब वो पूछा तो तुमने बोला मैं नाश्ता खा के आया हूँ नहीं मामा ये नहीं वो नहीं मैं सेवा में गया हूँ तो आज सारे सेवा में गया हूँ उसका सेवा के टुकड़ा है मैंने पे चिकन चीज सैंडविच ले गया था 3 पपाई दरी थे मैं तो खाया पपाई So Gaurav continuing now in the 11th over, and he starts off with a dot delivery up against Anshuman. Anshuman coming in here at number 5 with his side in a spot of bother at the moment. Once again, they need to try and build a partnership. Well, the current run rate is not quite good enough, but they have quite a bit of firepower left, especially with Pranav still out there, 33 of 26, playing a decent hand out here, and would be wanting to make this innings a big one. And this time, just underneath the bat, a big swing once again. It was a Yorker length on this occasion. A very good delivery, and he's done really well here, Gaurav. After starting off with 7 consecutive wides, he's come back really well, and he's come back very strong. He got the opening wicket of Akshay as well in the very first over itself. And now in search for his second. This time nudged on the leg side, but straight to the fielder. So 3 consecutive dot deliveries now for Gaurav. So a couple of more runs added to the total on this occasion. And finally some runs in this over after those 3 consecutive dot deliveries. That's an excellent delivery once again. The batter once again asking for a wide, but the umpire not interested at all. And once again an excellent delivery to close out the over. Just the 2 runs of the over. At the end of the 11th, it is 74 for 3. So Prashant continuing here, starting off with a dot and now almost a catch. And another single in for Pranav. Well, they're not quite able to get the boundaries at the moment after this drinks break. And you got to say 6.62 and over at the moment, just not good enough. and they need to get the push on at the moment. This time it struck the bats right in front. Would you believe it? The umpire has given that one not out. He's saying it's angling down the leg side. Maybe the angle of the bowler just taking it outside the leg stump. Well, he wants the review for that one, but we don't have the facility of a review. And once again, Anshuman survives early in his innings. And this time driven, and he's found the fielder out there at long off. He's done well to keep that one in, and just a single. So an excellent over by Prashant. Just the 2 runs, 2 more to come. And the pressure building now on the batting side, the Jbcn United. Once again driven, he's beaten the bowler, and it's gone once again down to the fielder at long off. And another single. Well, Prashant seems to be in some pain at the moment. He has damaged his left hand. The physio is running onto the ground, running on with the magic spray. So Prashant finally ready for his last delivery. He's come down the track this time, Anshuman, and he's cleared everybody. That's gone for a maximum. The second six of the innings, and that releases all the pressure. That will make it 9 of the over. An excellent shot, this one, going with the line and the length. At the end of the 12th, it is 80 for 3 now. And a couple of more runs added to the total on this occasion. Keeping the scoreboard ticking at the moment. This time an inside edge and a single taken off it. So Anshuman building in confidence at the moment. And he's picked this one up once again. The fielder will get it underneath that one, but will sail over him. For a moment, he thought that he is in play. But that's gone all the way once again. That's the second six for Anshuman in consecutive overs. Superbly struck once again. You just can't bowl fuller to him. And that's exactly what Gaurav did on this occasion and been given the treatment. Once again, it's the slower, fuller length, but this time he misses out. And once again, it's picked up. Won't quite find the fence on this occasion. It's been cut off. And just a single. So Anshuman's intentions are clear at the moment. Wants the big shots. And all of a sudden, the current run rate has jumped up to 7.25. And with these wickets in hands, they can really push on to that 160 mark, which can be a decent total on this track. This time played uppishly, and he does not quite manage to beat the fielder, but he's very slow to get onto that one. They will get a couple of more runs. So the 13th over coming to an end, 12 coming off that one. At the end of the 13th, it is 95 for 3. So Mayank continuing. Once again, Anshuman has played that one in the air, and this time it's been dropped. It's been spilled and punched over himself for a maximum. That maximum will also bring the 100 up for the Jbcn United. 101 for 2 in this 14th over. And that should have been taken, but instead that's the third maximum for Anshuman, and he's looking really good out there. 23 of just 14 for him. This time hit hard straight down the ground, and that's beaten everyone once again. Both the fielders at long off and long on, and another boundary hit very straight and hard. They can't really afford to give away runs like these, especially when they have given away so many wides already. So eventful couple of deliveries here. This time hit down the ground towards the fielder at long off. And once again, it's picked up. Chance of a catch once again, but will land in the safe area. Living dangerously at the moment, these two. And another single for Pranav this time. Well, Mayank is into his final over. Just the two more deliveries left for him, and one more now. And he's wanted to flick that one on the leg side, but will be another wide. We have seen quite a few in this innings. And the scoreboard keeps on ticking at the moment for the Jbcn United. And they are looking very good now in a strong hold as we head into the final 6 overs after this one. He's nudged this one on the leg side, and a good piece of fielding there. Excellent footwork. And Mayank's spell comes to an end. 1 for 32 for him in his 4. At the end of the 14th, is 109 for 3. So Kunal starting off with the dot delivery in this 15th over. Well, 5.5 overs more left. If they go at 10 and over from here on, they get that 169 mark, which will be very good considering that they were struggling at one stage. This time hit hard on the offside, and he's found the boundary. He's placed that one in the gap perfectly. In fact, just a single. And this time a swing and a miss. Well, so 5 fielders outside the inner ring. There is a deep backward point, a deep extra cover long off, long on, and a deep mid wicket. So everyone in front of square outside the circle, and nobody behind square, and he's done exactly that. As soon as we talk about it, he's played one shot behind square, he's beaten the fielders inside the circle, and that goes racing away to the boundary. Pretty easy when there's no fielder out there. Beautifully placed that one. Well, there was never a second run there. He wanted to come back, and he was well short of his crease in the end. And the bowler very relieved. Kunal there. He didn't quite get the catch in, but he's got the run out. He sent the man back to the pavilion. Anshuman, who was looking really good. And Janil comes in here. He starts off by taking the single that could have gone away to the boundary, but excellent piece of fielding. So at the end of the 15th over, it is 116 for 4 now. So here is the action replay of the run out that we saw. It was played high in the air. There was a chance of a catch. Fielder couldn't quite get underneath it. Well, they had to run the first one hard. They never did. And they wanted to run the second one on the throw, but the throw was just outside the circle and well short of his crease in the end. An easy decision for the umpire. This time a slower one and played into the gap on the offside, gets the single. So Janil back on strike, played in the air and gone. An excellent catch that one. It was against the run of play, and the JBCN United have lost half their side now. That was hit really hard by Janil and superbly taken there by the fielder. Offered a lot of width on that occasion, wanting to find that gap between the point and the short third. And it's gone straight to the fielder at point. And they are 5 down now, and a wicket once again. 121 for 5 now in the 16th over. Well, Bhavik comes in and he plays it perfectly into the gap. A boundary of his very first delivery. An excellent shot, this one. And the new man comes in and hits that one on the low full toss. A total freebie, you might say, in the end. Taking full advantage of that one. So, not the best of the deliveries after taking a wicket by Gaurav. He's got one more to close this over out. 8 of it already, along with the wicket of Janil. Once again, very slow through the air, trying to punch that one hard in the gap, but finds the fielder out there in the deeps. Just a single. So 9 runs coming off it at the end of the 16th. Now it is 126 for 5. So Kunal continuing here into his final over. None for 16 for him in his 3. and he's done an excellent job keeping things tight at the moment. This time hit straight back to Kunal. So two consecutive dot deliveries and building some pressure on the batting side at the moment. This time it struck the pad. No real appeal there. That could have been close. And they are coming back for the second thanks to a misfield. And it's been signaled as runs off the bat. Interestingly, it appeared to have hit the bat there. This time should be a wide on the offside, and it is given by the umpire, acknowledging that one. This time he's got underneath that one, but in the air, it will land into the safe areas once again between three fielders converging, and a couple of more runs added to the total. So 5 of the over after those first two dot deliveries, still two more to come, and they need a boundary here desperately, the Jbcn United, in the next two deliveries to make this a huge one. This time the ball just keeping low and he misses out. So another dot delivery for Kunal. He's bowling an excellent over here. Just one more to come in his spell. And the Jbcn Golden Stallions would be very happy with this performance. Well, once again another wide. He will have to reload on that one. That's the second wide of the over. And this time an inside edge, almost chopping that one on. He wanted to play that one past the fielder at short third. So another dot to end the over, just the 6 of it. Kunal's spells come to an end. At the end of the 17, it is 132 for 5. So Gaurav continuing in this 18th over. That's a slow one, and it's picked up very early by Pranav, and it's been given as a no ball as well. That's 7 runs added to the total. That will do a lot of damage for the JBC and Golden Stallions. So Gaurav once again proving to be expensive. Starts off by giving away 7 runs of his very first delivery, and it's not even counted. And a free hit coming up now for Pranav, who has moved on to 57 of just 40, as the onslaught has started, just getting started here in these final 3 overs. It was an absolute loosener, that one, and the no ball just adding insult to injury. This time an excellent delivery by Gaurav up against Bhavik. Gets in a dot delivery that he needed desperately in this over. He's already conceded 10 of it, halfway through it. The score looking really good now for the JBC and United, 142 for 5. And with just 15 more deliveries left in the innings, they would be eyeing to add at least another 30 from here on. Especially with Pranav out there, batting outstandingly with 58 of just 41. And Bhavik, who has looked good and decent in the beginning, and who is playing those big shots at the moment. Once again wanting to pick that one up, but finds a thick inside edge. So 2 consecutive dot deliveries now for Gaurav. This time it's a low full toss, and Bhavik won't miss out on that one, but he's found the fielder in the deep once again, and just a single. So Gaurav will be very relieved that it's gone just for a single. And just one more delivery left now in this over. Once again, a swing and a miss. So in the end, Gaurav has done really well after conceding 7 no balls of the very first delivery. He's conceded just 11 in the over. He's got out of it. At the end of the 18th, it is 143 for 5. So Prashant continuing now in this penultimate over of the innings. This time nudged away, and will it race away to the boundary? Yes, it will. The fine leg fielder not that fine, and it's gone racing away to the boundary. So an excellent start to the over this. It's been given as leg byes by the umpire. This time it will be a wide. So they have just kept on continuing to concede those wides. How costly will it prove to be for them? Only time will tell. And this time going for the big one. A big swing and missing that one completely. And Prashant gets his second. And they lose another one here, the Jbcn United, in the final few overs. Bhavik departs here. A decent enough 12. He was struggling out there for the last few deliveries. And now has to depart. 148 for 6 now after 18.2. So Prashant coming around the wicket to the left hand, and now Munish. And he starts off with a boundary. That's an excellent shot. He's beaten the fielder out there at deep square leg, who is right in front of square, more like a sweeper, playing it over the fielder at mid wicket. And another boundary. That boundary also brings the 150 up for the Jbcn United. 152 for 6 now, with just 9 more deliveries left in this innings. And 9 more deliveries, they will be eyeing at least 18 more if they go at 2 a ball. 170 is the desired target for them. This time in the air, and he's dropped it. And that's beaten the fielder at long off as well. They should be able to come back for the second, and they make it quite comfortably in the end. So that will do a lot of damage once again to the Jbcn United. And Munish, who is a hard hitter, can get some quick runs here. And this time just past the outside edge. An excellent delivery, this one by Prashant, beating the batter. So just the one more delivery left now for him. It's been a decent over. 11 off it, although 4 of them coming off leg byes and a wicket too. And he's missed it again, Munish, and right into the hands of the wicket keeper. So a couple of dots to end the over at the end of the 19th. It is 154 for 6. So Gaurav continuing in this final over, and Pranav, who has been at the crease since ball number one, is continuing and he hits a boundary of the very first delivery. He's beaten the fielder there at third man. It was swung very hard, finding an outside edge, and the ball just racing away to the boundary. The third man fielder was very fine. So a boundary to start the over, just what the JBCN United needed. Well, it has been a decent total here, considering they were struggling at the first 10 of the innings. They were 71 for 3 at the end of the 10th, and are now 158 for 6 with 5 more deliveries to come. And Pranav has been the key, the architect in this innings. This time a swing and a miss. So Gaurav will be very happy with that one. Gaurav, who started the innings by conceding 7 consecutive wides. We had seen the score of 7 without a ball being bowled. He bowled those 15 deliveries in the very first over, and he's come back ever so good. Just the one for 22 in his 3.2. The economy very much in control. This time should be a wide, and it is given. Well, he can argue with the batter that he had moved a long way across, but the umpire thinks that was way too wide still, and he will have to reload once again. So Gaurav continuing to come over the wicket to the right hander, and this time driven hard but straight to the fielder inside the circle at cover region, and it brings Munish back on strike. So it will be interesting to see what line does he bowl to the left hander now. With just 3 more deliveries left, does he go for the damage limitation, or he tries to attack and get another wicket for himself? Well, that is a wide down the leg side. That has been the issue for him right from the word go, and it continues. That's the 13th wide that he has conceded. Well, if you take out the 13 wides, he's conceded just the 11 runs in his 3.3 overs, which is absolutely exceptional in any T20 game. But such has been the issue for him today. And this time a fuller length, a much better delivery, and Munish should get just a single. Well, in fact, it's beaten the fielder at long on, and that's gone away to the boundary. How unlucky is that for Gaurav? Well, the long on fielder was slightly wide, and he was a little late to move on to that one. And now he has been kept slightly straight by Gaurav. Well, you need your long off and the long on fielder to be a bit more straight in the last few overs compared to being wide, and Munish has taken full advantage of that one. This time nudged on the offside, and he takes the single and gives the strike to Pranav for the final delivery of the innings. So 166 for 6, a boundary gets them into the 170s. Can Pranav get that elusive boundary? 170, a psychological advantage to the batting side. If they get that, well, he won't quite get the boundary. They should be trying to come back for the second. They do, but Gaurav has done superbly well, and Munish will be run out of the last delivery of the innings, and they end the innings here, the JBCN United, at 167 for 7, adding 95 in the last 10. And the target for the JBCN Golden Stallions will be 168 when they come out to bat. Here is the wicket of the last delivery. Pranav couldn't quite get the connection that he wanted, and it was played straight to the fielder at long off. Never a second there, but they wanted to give it a try. They were hoping for a misfield, and Gaurav does really well in the end. No nonsense run out. So the target 167 for the JBCN Stallions in the 120 overs, 120 deliveries, and we will be back for the chase on the other side. So we are back here for the chase. The target 168 for the JBC and Stallions, and they will have to go at 8.4 and over. Well, winner starts off, and he starts off with a wide delivery, a poor delivery down the leg side. This time a much better delivery and finally on the money. So the first legitimate delivery, it's not quite the 7 wides that we saw in the first innings, but it's the first one, and now a dot. So Sachin on strike along with Mihir down at the middle. This one was also on the leg side. It was picked up, but it's gone straight into the hands of the fielder. That's the first one down. A wicket early on. Sachin cannot believe it at all what he's done there. He's played it straight down the throat of the fielder, and it is 1 for 1 after 2 deliveries. An excellent catch, that one, by the fielder at square leg. Wanting to pick it up, couldn't quite get the elevation that he wanted. Maybe just hitting the bottom part of the bat, not quite the middle, and superbly taken. So a fast start this one for the JBCN United. So Rajkumar comes in here at number 3 with a side in a spot of bother. So both the sides losing an early wicket, both of them losing a wicket of the second legitimate delivery. That has been the case today inside this power play. And an excellent delivery this one, just shaping outside the off stump, and a dot delivery on this occasion. So just the one more delivery left in this over, this time driven nicely, and he's beaten the fielder there at mid-off. That's gone racing away to the boundary. So he gets off the mark. He's taken his time out there. He's hit an exquisite off drive, beating the fielder perfectly. So at the end of the first, it is 5 for 1 now. So Nikhil continuing in this second over of the innings. He's conceded a couple of singles already. 168 the target. Another dot delivery and trying to build some pressure at the moment. The JBCN United and the Golden Stallions. Well, they are wanting to start slow, and this time an outside edge and has beaten the fielder at short third. That's gone racing away to the boundary. So they are into the double figures now, and a boundary for Mihir as well. Wanting to defend that one, finding a thick outside edge. Had there been a slip, that would have carried to the fielder, but instead it's gone away for a boundary, beating the fielder at short third, releasing some pressure for the JBCN Golden Stallions. And a boundary once again for Mihir. He's looking good out there now, building in confidence at the moment, and this partnership is also building. A boundary of the very first delivery of the third over. And once again, a wide delivery. I've seen quite a few today, and it seems like that is something in the DNA of the JBCN sides at the moment. Everyone just bowling wides, left, right, and center at the moment, and can't really afford too many wides in any T20 game. In fact, in any format of the game. This time it's flicked the pad, and there's no one out there behind square on the leg side, and the wicketkeeper is chasing after that one. He does well to keep it in, and a couple of more runs. Once again nudged on the leg side, this time taking a quick single. And they make it across, a bit risky on that occasion, but a good single taken. And brings Rajkumar back on strike, who has faced the 6 deliveries. He's faced 5 dot deliveries and a boundary. And going along nicely at the moment, the game very much in the balance for both the sides. And both the sides will be feeling they're in with a chance here. This time played uppishly and gets a single in. Rajkumar brings Mihir back on strike, who is looking good. So 10 of the over already, one more to come. This has been the biggest over of the innings so far. And he's chipped this one, and that was an easy chance, and he's put it down. That should have been the second wicket for Vinay, but instead Mihir survives and gets the single in. At the end of the third now, it is 23 for 1. So a single taken of the very first delivery brings Mihir back on strike, who holds the key at the moment. Once again, just nudged around. So not quite getting the boundaries in this power play, but getting those singles in, ticking the score, trying to get as close as possible at the moment, and trying to keep those wickets intact. The most important in any T20 game. Exactly 100 more deliveries left. They need 143 more. The asking rate 8.58, which is decent in modern day cricket and very much gettable. And Rajkumar, who got off the mark with an exclusive boundary of his fourth delivery, has not got a boundary ever since. This time a very good line and length by Nikhil. So it will just be a dot delivery. So at the end of the fourth over now, it is 27 for 1. And this time they get the boundary in, but it's beaten the fielder at mid off. And it is Mihir who is dealing in boundaries at the moment. Well, the first one was a no ball, taking full advantage of the free hit. And superbly hit that one. This time a wide down the leg side. Well, he's done quite a few field place changes and all of that for a wide to follow up. Well, that has been the story so far today. All the bowlers have been struggling. They haven't quite been able to hit the lines that they want to. And going at a very good rate at the moment are the JBCN Golden Stallions. Just the kind of the start that they needed. This time a swing and a miss. This time it's a full toss and it's been dispatched and hit hard towards the leg side into the boundary. That's the second one of the over. Ashay continuing now in the sixth over. And Mihir has picked that one up, and that's gone all the way. That's beaten everyone. And over the fielder at deep mid wicket as well. So a six to start this over. And that's the first one of the innings. And the more and more we grow in this innings, the JBCN Golden Stallions take a foothold position in this game, making the full use of this power play at the moment. Well, they didn't quite get the boundaries in early on, but now they have started to get some. And a maximum this time. Mihir moves on to 29 of just 18 now. So a couple of singles after that six. And already 8 of the over, halfway through it. Mihir holding the key at the moment in this chase. This time hit down the ground and finds the fielder at long on. Once again driven, but this time straight back into the hands of the bowler Ashay. Well, just one more delivery left now inside this power play. And this time a swing and a miss. So at the end of the sixth over, the JBCN Golden Stallions are now 47 for 1, requiring 121 more to win in the last 14 overs. So that double brings the 50 up now for the JBC and Golden Stallions. 51 for 1 now, still 117 away from this target. They need to go at 8.67 and over from here on if they want to get these runs down. Rohit continuing in his second over, and this time nudged on the offside, and he's found the gap. And they come back for the second once again. Good running between the wickets. This time hit back hard and held by the bowler himself, Ashay getting the breakthrough. That's two down now for the JBCN Golden Stallions. 55 for 2 now after 7.2 overs. Well, Rajkumar was starting to look decent out here. and hit hard and straight into the hands of the fielder there. So 55 for 2 now, and finally they break this partnership, a partnership worth 54 coming to an end. And Nitesh comes in and takes a couple of runs to get off the mark. A bit of a hesitation. In fact, they have come back for three as well. Excellent running, and it will bring Mihir back on strike. Once again, they need to try and rebuild something here. They need a partnership once again, need to stitch it together. Still 110 away from this target, 110 required from 75 deliveries from here on. It's not going to be easy. And this time finds the fielder on the offside. And this time picked up perfectly well down the ground. Hit straight as an arrow. And a maximum this time for the new man coming in here at number 4. Superbly picked up against against the off spin of Ashay. And once again getting some runs in 11 of the over. That's a big one for the Jbcn Golden Stallions. It is 65 for 2 now after 8. So now they need less than 100 more, 99 more required from here on. 99 of 69 deliveries. Munish has given me just the 4 runs in this over. Not conceded a boundary yet. This time nudged towards the fielder at short third by Mihir, but a dot delivery. On air. Once again hit hard through the offside, and there is protection out there once again. So they come back for the second as well. That's extremely good running between the two. At the end of the ninth over, now it is 72 for 2, 96 more required from the remaining 11 overs. So Janil continuing here, and he starts off by bowling a delivery down the leg side, which has been flicked perfectly by Mihir, and he's beaten the fielder there at fine leg, and he's raced on to 45 now. An outstanding innings this one, and he's doing a very good job out here for his side. They seem to be right on course here, the JBC and Golden Stallions, but the JBC and United will be aware that if they get at least a wicket here, they will be right back into this one, right back ahead in this game. This time he's found the gap, won't quite reach the fence, will it? It does in the end. That's hit really well. Not that hard, but he finds the gap once again, another boundary. So back to back boundaries here for Mihir. And just the 88 more required from 64. And you got to say, it has to be the batting side's game from here on. This time wanting to nudge it on the offside, but beaten by the bowler, Jainil. This time chipped on the leg side, takes the single. And that single also brings up his half century, 50 of just 32 deliveries for Mihir. It has been an outstanding innings by him. A 50 which includes just the one six, but quite a few fours. Two of them in this over itself. And brings Nitesh on strike and a swing and a miss. Beaten on that occasion. A quicker one. So just the one more delivery left in this over before the umpire's call for drinks. And once again an excellent delivery and he's beaten completely. So that closes out the over. 9 coming off it at the end of the 10th. Now it is 81 for 2 as the umpire call for drinks. So 87 more required from 60 deliveries and Munish continuing as we head into the business end of the game now. A single taken on that occasion by Mihir. brings Nitesh on strike. Well, at this stage exactly, the JBCN United were 72 for 3. So the Golden Stallions 10 runs better and also a wicket less, and that will make it 14 runs better. An excellent shot once again, just picked up over the fielders on the offside inside the ring and plays superbly well. Well, there is a deep extra cover fielder, but he had no chance at all to get around that one. And they edge closer and closer here, the Golden Stallions, in this chase. This time a full toss. Well, Nitesh will feel that he's missed out on that one. But once again played in the gap and coming back for the second and gets a couple of runs. Moves on to 20 of just 10, striking at 200 at the moment. And this time picked up, but a couple of bounces and into the hands of the fielder at long gone. Once again just picking that one up on the leg side, nudging that one across. And once again good piece of running, coming back for the second again. Once again an excellent over this one for the Golden Stallions. They have really accelerated well without taking too many risks after the end of the power play. 10 of the over already once again with minimal risk and one more to come. Can Munish get the breakthrough against the run of play? This time hit hard on the leg side but straight to the fielder on this occasion, so just a single. And 11 runs coming off the 11th over. At the end of the 11th it is 92 for 2 with 76 more required of the last 9. Janil continuing here and straight away a huge appeal that one. But the umpire not interested, starting off with a dot delivery. This time charging down the track and he's missed it. And this time the ball is racing away to the boundary, but the fielder will cut that one off. Well, in fact, he's made a total mess of that one. And that's gone away to the boundary. So first the wicket keeper and then the fielder at fine leg. And few more runs added to the total. And it is getting easier and easier for the Golden Stallions at the moment. The batters just settling in more. The ball this time keeping low. Very tough for the wicket keeper, but that should have been stopped by the fielder there at fine leg. Trying to use his feet and making a total mess of that one. This time nudged back to the bowler. So that single will make it 7 of the over, and the score moves on to 99. And Mihir at the moment of 54 of this 38, holding the key in this chase. And this partnership also looking really good now, worth 45. And this time finding a lot of turn off the ground. And takes the single Mihir on that occasion. That will bring the 100 up. 100 for 2 now at the end of the 12th over. Nicely played that one. It was an awkward bounce. Never easy for the batter. So just the 68 more required in the last 8. And this partnership worth 46 now. And right on course of this chase, the Jbcn Golden Stallions. So a couple of wides to start this over for Vinay, and that will bring the target down to just 66 more required from here on. Well, 66 from 48, and this time smacked through the offside, but straight to the fielder, and he's done really well. That was hit ferociously that time by Mihir, and he gets a single in. Very unfortunate for him that he's got just the one of that shot. Well, that is how it is sometimes. You get a boundary of an outside edge, but you don't get anything when you middle it that well. This time a wide down the leg side. So that's the third wide of the over. And they have stayed very much in touch with the asking rate throughout this innings. Now it has gone below that 8.4 mark, which was there at the beginning of the innings. The asking rate now 8.17 after that wide. And 64 from 47 with 8 wickets in hand should be the batting side's game. And they need some wickets here desperately, the JBCN United. They need to break this partnership first, and they need, most importantly, the man at the non-strikers end, Mihir. This time played in the air and has gone over the fielder and won't quite race away to the boundary, does not have enough legs. And they come back for the second once again. And this time he's got underneath that one. And has that found the distance? Yes, it has. So all of a sudden, starting with the onslaught, this is turning out to be a very big over for the Golden Stallions as they keep on getting closer and closer to that target. Once again, just picking the length up perfectly. And Nitesh has moved on to 30 now, just 15, striking at 200 at the moment. This time played on the offside. Once again, they come back for the second. Excellent. So 14 of the over already, two more to come. And once again, Nitesh, he's played that one in the gap on the leg side. And that will go away to the boundary too. So that will make it 18 of the over with one more to come. And they have started to get these runs down quickly now, have the Golden Stallions. Just not the kind of the over that they were hoping for. Proving to be very expensive in this over. Vinay, 1 for 32 for him in his 2.5. One more to come in this one. And Nitesh at the moment of 30 at 36 of the 17. And it seems like he's really enjoying himself out there now. This partnership worth 64 as well. This time hit hard and he's beaten the bowler but finds the fielder at long off, a single, and he keeps the strike. 19 of that one at the end of the 13th. It is 119 for 2 and they need less than a 50 as well now. 49 more required of the last 7 overs. So Munish continuing, played uppishly by Nitesh. Once again straight to the fielder at long off. So a rare dot delivery on that occasion. This time played nicely on the leg side. Once again coming back for the second. They are really quick between the wickets. It's just the look in the eye of each other that does the job for them when they know that they want to come back for the second. They run the first one hard, the most important thing. Now just 46 more required from 39 deliveries. Can't afford to lose the game from here on, the Golden Stallions. This time the ball is kept low. It's beaten the batter and also the wicket keeper. And once again the fielder comes in there at finally this time he uses his hand. Last time he tried some showboating but it didn't quite work out for him. And a couple of more runs on this occasion. This time a sweep shot going down on one knee. And he finds the fielder at deep mid wicket. Just a single on that occasion. So once again, 6 of the over already, one more to come. And they keep on getting those runs quickly here at the moment without taking any real risks at all. This time charging down the track and he's played that one perfectly well straight down the ground and it's gone all the way as well. It's a half a dozen and that will make it 12 of the over again. Well, they did not get the boundary in this over. They have found one of the final delivery and once again hit into the very safe zone straight down the ground where there's no fielder out there. And at the end of the 14th now it is 131 for 2. Just the 37 more required from here on. So Kunal continuing here and he's picked that one up perfectly. An excellent shot towards the leg side. Well, there was a fielder out there at deep mid wicket, but he's hit that one just past him. And into the fence it goes once again. And they now need less than a run a ball from here on. What an outstanding innings this has been by Mihir. 63 of just 45 and partnered superbly. 44 of. But straight to the field and still they managed to get that single. Once again, excellent piece of running. And brings Nitesh back on strike. 44 not out of just 20 deliveries for him. This time hit hard, but there is a deep extra cover who does well to stop that one. Well, the game has just kept on slipping away from the Jbcn United. And it seems like it is all but done from here on. Well, not quite so. This time it's hit the stumps and he's cleaned him up. Once again, the ball keeping low, and Mihir has to depart. A well made 64 of just 47, an outstanding innings, and he was very unfortunate for the way that he's got out here. The ball just keeping too low and also taking the second bounce inside the crease. And Mihir has to take the long walk back to the pavilion where the batter at the non-striker's end was asking for a no ball because the ball should not bounce twice, but it bounced inside the crease and therefore it is given out. But it seems like it pitched just ahead of the crease and that should have been a no ball. Very unfortunate there, Mihir, that he has to go back to the pavilion. An outstanding innings by him. So 137 for 3 after 14.4 and just 31 deliveries with 7 wickets in hand. That should not really bother the Golden Stallions at this stage. So Kunal getting a wicket in his very first over, and in comes Gaurav at number 5. Just the 31 more required, and this time it's down the leg side. Signaling, waiting for the signal of the umpire. Well, it is given as a leg by. Not sure if the shot was intended on that occasion, but he takes the leg by nonetheless and brings Nitesh on strike, who is striking at more than 200 at the moment and must be itching to finish this game off as quickly as possible. Well, once again, the ball has kept low and it's an inside edge, and that's gone on to the hit the stumps, and that's 4 down now for the Golden Stallions. Well, all of a sudden, a couple of wickets for Kunal. He's enjoyed that one, and both the set batters are now back to the pavilion, and the game stretches for now. Maybe it's not done yet. Wanting to go for the expansive drive through the offside. Very unlucky once again the batter that it kept so low. And the inside edge, well, that could have gone anywhere, but it's gone and hit the top of off, and off goes the bail. So 138 for 4 now after 15. An excellent over by Kunal. Just what the Jbcn United needed. So in comes Mayank at number 6. And it is going to be 2 new batters at the crease. Gaurav will be on strike. Jenil continuing. So 30 required from 30. And the ball has all of a sudden started to behave and keeping low. And this time driven nicely by Gaurav. Straight to the fielder at long off. Gets the single in. Gets off the mark. And 29 from 29, well, they should get there. They should get home safely. But you just never know. Cricket is a very funny game. We have seen lots of ups and downs. And we could be in for another cracker if they get a couple more here, the Jbcn United. They need to put some pressure at the moment, try and get some dot balls, just like that, beating the batter, Mayank, on that occasion. Well, so it is Gaurav and Mayank at the crease right now, who gave away quite a few wides when they were bowling, and you got to feel that those are the runs that they need at the end here with the bat. They need to get those back for the side. This time tucks it away on the leg side. The wicket keeper will go after it and will stop that one for a single. Once again nudged on the offside. A bit of a confusion. A direct hit. And it's been given by the umpire. Now then, they are 5 down all of a sudden. And just what the Jbcn United needed, another one goes. It is Mayank on this occasion. Very unfortunate for him. A bit of a hesitation, a yes, no, and in the end, he was well short of his crease. The direct hit doing all the damage. Well, the bowler was very quick to latch onto that one. And I think this will be the perfect angle to know about that. As you can see, the batter just playing it, moving across, and then stopping for a second. A bit of a hesitation, and he was well short of his crease. The easiest decision for the umpire today. And all of a sudden, 140 for 5. One more wicket, and they will be into the tail here. Still 28 more required from 26. Maybe, just maybe, it is not done yet in this game. Well. In comes Kunal at number 7. And a few minutes ago, he wouldn't have thought that he would have had the need to come out to bat. Well, he has to come out to bat here, and he needs quite a few runs. Still 28 away from this target. And Janil getting a run out on that occasion, keeping things tight. Just the 2 runs of the over so far. 2 more to come. Can he get another one here? He's got 2 more deliveries left. And nudged towards the fielder at short third. Starts off with a dot delivery, Kunal. And this time it struck the pad, a huge appeal. And Janil wants the umpire to give it out, but it was maybe just impacting outside the off stump. Well, that looked very close, but an excellent over by Janil coming to an end. Just the two of it. At the end of the 16th now, it is 140 for 5. Still 28 away from this target with 5 wickets remaining now. So Kunal continuing and straight away a huge appeal. They are just not convinced at all. Why is that given not out? Well, it's all happening out here at the Fatima cricket ground now. They are starting to feel that they are right back into this one. But a dot delivery nonetheless, once again building some pressure on the batting side. 28 of 23 now. And this time Gaurav going for the big swing towards the leg side. It's beaten him and beaten the wicket keeper and has gone racing away to the boundary. 5 wides given away. Would you believe it? At this stage of the game where they were right back into it, and now they have allowed the opposition to once again dominate this game and get back on top. Now they need a runner ball once again. How unfortunate is that? Once again bowling that leg stump line, and he's flicked this one, and he's flicked it ever so well that will beat all the fielders and race away to the boundary. So just easing things for themselves here. A boundary off the bat on this occasion. And this over is turning out to be a big one. And exactly what the Golden Stallions needed and exactly what the Jbcn United did not need. A low full toss and dispatching it beautifully. towards the leg side. Once again, he plays that one on the leg side, swiveling across, and they come back for the second. That will bring the 150 up now for the JBCN Golden Stallions. 151 for 5 after 16.3. Just the 17 more required with these 5 wickets in hand. They should get it done comfortably from here on. Once again, a shorter one this time, and he finds the fielder at deep square leg. Once again, a low full toss, driven hard by Kunal, and it's been stopped and kept down just to 1. Once again, hit hard, and he finds the fielder. So an excellent over for the Golden Stallions coming to an end. Just the 14 more required at the end of the 17th. It is 154 for 5. Well, it wasn't the quite kind of the over that the United wanted, the JBCN United. They gave away a plenty of those in that one. 14 coming of that, half the runs of what they needed at the beginning of the over, and they couldn't really afford an over like that, which allows the Golden Stallions to be right on top once again and in control of this chase. So it is going to be Nikhil to continue now. Just the 14 more required. And once again, he starts off with a wide delivery that will make it 13 more required. And should be light work from here on for the batting side, the Golden Stallions. Another wide. The keeper's done well to stop that one. That could have gone racing away for 5 wides once again, but instead just a couple of runs more. Well, both the sides have given away a plenty of wides. And that will be another one. Well, he's yet to bowl a legitimate delivery in this over, and now they need just 10 more to win, the Golden Stallions, of the last 3 overs. And finally, he bowls a legitimate delivery, and it's a dot delivery to start the over for him after those 4 wides. Well, Kunal must be thinking just a couple of hits. He's gone for one of them, and he hasn't quite beaten the fielder there, but a bit of a misfield will allow them to come back for the second. This has been a really good chase by the Golden Stallions, to be fair. An outstanding innings by Mihir. A big shout out to him for making that 65, and supported superbly well by Nitesh, adding that 45, striked at more than 200. And it seems like those two had done a really good job and a fitting one to get their side over the line. A bit of a bump in the over number 15 and 16, losing those wickets, but they have done well in the end once again to get ahead in this game. So just 7 more required now. This time a low full toss played down the ground towards the fielder at long on will only get a single. So now just a hit away here are the Jbcn Golden Stallions. Just the 6 more needed, and will Kunal go for it? That is the big question. Well, he's not quite able to hit that one, playing that one through the line, and just back to the bowler. Well, there's not much that the Jbcn United can do from here on in this game, with just the 6 more runs to defend. Once again hit hard down the ground, just a single towards the fielder at long on. So at the end of the 18th over now, it is 163 for 5 with 5 more required in the last 2 overs. So just the 5 more needed as we head into the penultimate over of the game, and JBCN United needs someone to take a hat trick to get themselves back into this one. At the moment, it looks highly unlikely. And straight away, a low full toss, hit hard, but once again finds the fielder at long on. Just the 4 more needed now. Pareen bowling his very first over in this 19th. This time an excellent Yorker. So just trying to stretch the game a little more at the moment, the JBCN United, as Pareen searches for the next wicket. Can they push it to the final over is the first question for them. And how many can he spare out for the bowler bowling the final over? This time again a low full toss, trying that Yorker length again and again, not quite hitting it. He hit it only on the second delivery, only on one occasion, and the other two have been low full tosses, which have been driven down the ground for a singles. So it brings Kunal back on strike. This time just missing his run up, Pareen, and will have to reload. This time a wide down the leg side, is it? Well, the umpire has not called that as a wide. It's been given as a dot ball. Maybe just flicking the pad. It appeared to be very close. So a dot delivery given by the umpire. So still 3 away from this target. And a perfect delivery this one. Once again he's beaten him. So 3 from 7 now. Can he get another dot delivery or a wicket to push this game into the final over? Well, we have all seen it before in this game. It's not quite done yet. This time he gets underneath that one. The mid-on was inside the circle. They get across for a single still. So just the 4 of the over, an excellent one by Pareen. In fact, 3. And 2 more required in the last over. Well, there's not anything better that Pareen could do than that one in this over. So 166 for 5 now after 19. 2 more required in this last over. Well, Akshay continuing, and he starts off by bowling a wide, and that will level the scores. Well, he needed a maiden over for his side, and he started off with a wide, and now just a single away from victory, the Golden Stallions. Well, they have deserved it with the way they have chased this one. It's played in the air, he's beaten the fielder, and that will go racing away to the boundary. So they finish this game off in style. Kunal hitting the winning runs, and the Golden Stallions win this game by 5 wickets with 5 balls to spare. An outstanding performance, especially by Mihir and Nitesh, who held their nerve in the middle overs and got those runs risk free and quickly. And an outstanding chase this one. Well, they were struggling when they came out to bowl, giving away those wides and all, and they conceded 167, which was a very decent total on this track. But they have done really well to chase this down. So the Golden Stallions victorious, and we will be back for another game shortly.